HERshyt Show, where we talk about people, places, and things.
Hello and welcome to this week's The HERshyt Show, where I have the honor and privilege of speaking with Mark, all the way in Arizona. He is the owner of Warrior's Will, but that's not all that he does. But I'm going to go ahead and let him speak for himself because he is a grown-ass man and he has a very clear voice. Go ahead, Mr. Mark. Introduce yourself.
I don't know if I can handle that kind of pressure, but thank you. My name is Mark from the Warrior's Will. It's where I started. It's fairly new, about 2 months old, but it's mainly here. I'm here to be helping to motivate, inspire people, and I also do swordsmanship and all that, which is why I do the Warrior's Will, because we have the motto of strength, heart, and discipline, because that's, I believe, some of the biggest sources of keeping yourself inspired and disciplined, because I myself am kind of on this whole journey of that, gaining my discipline and that, I'm getting in better shape and everything. So, and I originally started from where we first met was actually the artistic trip, because I loved art and photography and all that, so I did all that. But even on that page, a lot of people would talk about how inspiring I was, or I really inspired this, or I really inspired that. And I was like, I seem like more of a motivational person. Like, I really enjoy the art, but a lot of people seem to be more motivated by my stuff. So maybe if I just aim towards motivation, and then that Warrior's Will was created.
Well, your art definitely motivated because you had some characters in there, so they were too adorable. So you don't let go of that craft at the same time, because art does motivate, you know. And now with the sword,
I'll definitely be getting back into the art. So
that's good. That's good. Now the swordsman. What inspired you to start doing? Because I'm learning through you. I've seen it, like on TV and the Vikings and stuff like that, but I have never seen it like live. I've never seen somebody actually indulge in it the way that you do, and I admire it, because Lord knows I wouldn't be able to have the strength to put on all that gear, and no, I couldn't do it. So I admire. But what started you down that path?
well, honestly, it's since I was incredibly young, that's kind of what I've always been into: medieval fantasy, even kind of just medieval knights, armor, and all that. I play, when I played video games, I was always the warrior type and all that. So I remember I went to medieval time. We have a medieval times dinner show here in Arizona that opened up. So we went to it and all that, and you could buy swords there. And I bought a sword. Like, I've got little knives and stuff that I've always had, but this one I actually bought like an actual crafted sword, and I was looking at it and I was like, there's got to be some way I can use this instead of just having it, right? So, yeah, I looked all of a sudden I just started looking up, and then I found the Phoenix Society of Historical Swordsmanship here in Arizona, which there we learn how to it's called the Rose of Battle from a nobleman called Fiore.
Okay.
14th century Italian.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I'll be, on my page and all that, I'm actually getting ready to start doing videos on that actual book, and the forms of its fighting and the battle stances and everything that he trains in there. He was actually really well known. Everyone who was ever taught by him was known to be a very well known swordsman, or even just, so that's what we kind of train in. There's others, like, there's Myers and all this other styles, but this is what we mainly kind of work on at that club. But one of the biggest things we say is, if you learn something new, guess what? You just became a teacher.
You just became a teacher. Ain't that the truth? Well,
that's one of my favorite things about the club is it's a nonprofit, and it's so even the people who own it pay. The teachers pay. No one's paid by that school. Everyone pays to the school to keep it moving, keep it running. So everyone's a teacher. Their whole goal is to make everyone to the point where you can be a teacher that way if needed.
Okay.
You can teach, and two, you have the knowledge to help other people if need be. So
what we called that in the military was train the trainer. You're training the trainer. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So if somebody would want to because that takes a lot of discipline. Like, you can't just pick up a sword and think that you're going to be able to make it do what it do like a medieval knight, right? So that takes a lot
Right.
of discipline. If somebody wanted to get into that, how would they start?
I mean, there's schools all around
Okay.
and all that. Like me, I literally just looked up, learned swordsmanship or fencing, and it just showed me a few clubs that are around here. You know, a lot of it'll give you martial arts studios because they kind of teach you the bow staff using and the sword usage and all that.
Yeah.
But this one specifically focused on it, and I mean, we have longsword there, we do rapier, we keep getting new weapons that we mess around with, you know, daggers, all that other fun stuff. So,
So do you think that you'll ever do the jousting on horseback?
oh, I'd love to.
That man, look, you got more heart than I do, because
I'm like even right now in the process of trying to. Once I start getting myself in better shape, I've already bought my helmet. Like I'm buying the actual steel plated like plate armor to wear because there's SCA as well. SCA is you dress up,
Mm.
you dress up and you go to big wars between like there's whole groups and factions take this area,
So do they
camp
do like
out
the
like
reenactment kind of stuff? Or is it for
almost like
real,
that.
like for real battles kind of, or is it
Yeah,
reenactment?
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I would have to.
I mean, the weapons are blunt. We're not using sharp blades on each other and all that, but I mean, you still take a hit.
Yeah, that would be like, well, I mean, they do it with paintball, so, but I think
Yeah.
swordsman would be a little more difficult than, whew, yes, you got a lot of grit. I give you that because Lord knows I couldn't do it. And I'm a retired
Oh,
Army and I would not even try to attempt to pick up a sword.
well, I mean, I can tell you there are the risks because I mean you're swinging a 3 or 4 pound piece of steel at each other. I've definitely had my fair share of bruises. I've had
Ooh.
my fair share of things happen. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna come with the territory. So yeah, but
oh yeah,
that is freaking cool. And you have merch though. I seen the Warriors Will shirt. There was another young lady I cannot remember her name. I was just looking at her this morning. She had this shirt on and it was like cut kind of in the front, but it had the Warriors Will. She said she wasn't a t-shirt person, but she loves rocking that shirt.
oh yeah. That's Word Alchemy
Yeah.
LLC. She's actually working with me right now. She's helping me write a few of my things, and so we've kind of had a little partnership going between our companies because it gets really hard to keep up with everything sometimes. So
Woo.
I was like, hey, I was wondering if I could hire you to kind of help me out for a bit with writing a few things and all that. And she does a great job. She's already posted one of my blogs for me on the site and all that. But yeah, we have many different style shirts. You can even buy cups. There's like coffee mugs. There's towels in there. There's different style shirts. So if I just for summer, I just released some what are they called?
Tank tops, A-shirts,
Yes.
the muscle shirts.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just be like, I got do.
Mine, I got bat wing arms. I don't know if I need to be able to put on those tank tops right now, but I'm definitely going to get me a shirt because I love the fact of the statements that it says. It's a warrior's. How did you come up with that name? Because that is very intriguing to me and is very, like, it hits hard when you read that. How did you come up with it?
So the Warrior's will is because one of the biggest things that's always portrayed, especially in movies, is the will. If a lot of statements like if you will it, if you got to have the will to do this, and in a lot of the things that it's the warrior has to dig deep. If whenever you're fighting, like Lord of the Rings, when you have the horde of orcs coming at, and you have this small group of warriors, and then they have to face off that, you have to hold strong, you have to hold your ground. And whenever there's a dream you have or something you want to do or something like that, you kind of have to have that same kind of will.
When you said Lord of the Rings, I'm amazed, like not amazed, but I am so happy you remember when we were kids, like it was, that's the nerd group, that's the, you know what I'm saying? But there's more of an intertwine now. Like it's cool. It's,
Yeah, it's become cool. Like
it's
Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings. And
Star Wars and all that good stuff or whatever. So I'm absolutely, look, I'm over here, got happy tears trying to form in my eyes. It just it lifts the spirits of so many with, like you said, the will. You have to will it, you have to want it, you have to dig deep down into it, and that's where self-discipline comes in at, right?
exactly. That's where you got to have the heart and you got to have the discipline to do it because it will get hard. It will get tough. Like there are those days, even I have them, where I'm just laying in bed and you start to get those thoughts of like, am I going to be able to do this? Is this even worth the time I'm putting into it? Because, but then you can't, you got to beat those. You got to be like, yeah, you know what? Because nothing starts from just, well, I'm going to kind of do this.
Yeah.
You have to do this is going to happen. I have to make this happen.
So the daily affirmations, so to speak, you have to tell yourself, like they said, words become things.
Exactly.
So if you're telling yourself that oh man, I can't do this, then you're not going to go out there with the will or the self-discipline to make it happen.
Exactly.
So you got to
So
motivate
that's
yourself.
one of the biggest. Yeah, that's one of the biggest messages I was always trying to tell people is the thing with the mind and all that is your subconscious doesn't understand the difference between sarcasm and all that. So if you start making fun of yourself enough, you start saying bad things enough about yourself, your brain's going to start believing it.
Yeah.
And therefore it's going to make it that way. So if you keep telling oh, I look like crap. Oh, I'm not good enough for this. Oh, I'm not good enough for this. Your brain's going to start turning into, you're not good enough for this. And you're going to start believing it and it's going to become a thing. But if you start telling yourself, you know what? I got this. Yeah, I'm strong. I'm this. Every day you start telling yourself that, you'll start noticing the change in the way you are. You start noticing the change in the way you hold yourself. And because I used to be that way. I used to make fun of myself all the time. Oh, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. And yeah, it just started bringing me down. It started to the point where I wasn't thinking I was good enough for this. I wasn't thinking I was good enough. I can't do that because I'm just not good enough.
Yeah, you start
Well,
building
when
up
I started,
insecurities within yourself.
exactly.
Mhm.
Well, when I started changing that mindset, started, literally in the morning, wake up and look at yourself and be like, you're going to be awesome. You're going to rock this today. You're going to be great. I'll tell you what, it starts to change.
I think we started following each other. It's been about a year now. I know it's been about a year now. And I have
A little bit over, yeah.
Yeah, and I have seen the, how can I say, the glow up. You know what I mean? Like I've seen the changes in you from the beginning. Because when you would initially draw and paint, like you could tell something was wrong. And I didn't know you. I don't know you personally. We haven't met each other face to face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you could tell it was a moment in your life that you were going through some things, right? Without even having to tell people that you was going through some things. And that was through even your art. Like you wasn't really making happy art. You know what I mean? You was doing the dark, even though it was very talented, but you could tell that something was messing with your psyche, like you was trying to do an internal battle amongst yourself. I noticed that. But we would hype each other up and have a wonderful day and, all that good stuff. But I used to be concerned about after, like when you're not on there, because you would put certain little seeds out there, but then like, I know the algorithm on Facebook and all that started messing up and we missed each other for a while. And then when we came back on, I seen a whole new light in you. Like you literally came back out with punches and was like, this is me. This is what I'm doing. You were talking more because you used to not really like to talk to people or do videos. You would do like a quick little, you would always type, but you never really did any videos of you. You would do videos of your art.
Right.
And then all that changed. Like you started working out. You're showing your growth to other people, and that to me is the motivational aspect. You don't have to speak a lot to show it, and you're reaching the right people, and I absolutely adore it. That's why I said it's an open invitation whenever you want to come on the HERshyt Show, right?
Well, I definitely enjoy being a guest, so we can definitely set more times up. I'd definitely come in and back and forth with you because it's very fun to do. So,
But yeah, man, I absolutely look. I'm still having happy tears over here because people just don't. They would have to go back to the Mark artistic drip to know what I'm talking about right now. But the growth, just the warrior's will itself is like you're living it. Like I said, I
yeah,
wouldn't be able to pick up a sword. You know what I mean? Like I know me. I can pick up an M16, an M4, M9, an AR, whatever needs to be done, and I can stab you. I can do a knife, but swordsman that takes a lot of physical and mental health. Like,
it is definitely very different once you like we were doing drills and all that, and we didn't have any because we have loaners at the club, but they only have certain sizes, and I'm a bigger guy, and so they didn't really have anything that would fit me because I have actually been told I have extremely wide shoulders.
yeah.
So I was only able to pull it to about like here around the chest area. So so I wasn't able to step into actual sparring for a while because when you order your gear, it could take a few months to get there, especially when you have to order a custom made.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, like I would always just be in the drills, the stances, working, learning about the plays between your close play of being up close to someone or your tip play where you're just the tips of the swords connect. What are you going to do from there? So I spent my time working there. And then my coat finally came in. So once you get that coat and the helmet on and you actually stand there and then you're like, oh shit, now I actually have to do something or I'm going to get whacked.
Yeah, this is not a
Like,
drill. This is not.
yeah, this is not a drill. Like you do, and it's very interesting because once you start doing it and you start moving it and you start doing it, you get hit a lot when you first start. But that is why I love this statement because it just fits so well that we use there is die better every day.
What?
Yeah. Because if you get hit, you're dead. So it's like you die better every day because they'll tell you what, as you start to get hit and you start learning, you start adapting, and you're like, I don't want to get hit no more.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to get hit at all because we did jousting in basic training, and that lady hit me. My whole little sparring, my headgear just went sideways, and because I thought it was a joke, like when I first stepped in, and I don't know if this,
Mhm.
pretty much how I'm picturing when you step into the swordsmanship for the sparring. We were doing jousting, like just the jousting sticks, and I was like, oh, she ain't gonna hit me that hard. That joker knocked the fire out of me. Like my whole little helmet went sideways. I said, what the fuck?
Well, we do, we talk about power control, controlling your swings, controlling your head, because you're not trying to, we're not trying to hurt each other.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, there have been incidents, they happen,
Yeah.
but because we've actually had it where we've had someone whose helmet got dented because they did a good enough strike with the thing,
Oh,
and it left a dent in the helmet. So, we talk about control your swings. If you don't have enough control, you're not going to fight because it is things happen. I mean, by accident, I have actually that's about as straight as I can get my pinky.
what?
Yeah. Like I can curl it, but
Okay, straighten
it
it
happens.
out. Oh,
I can't get it completely straight.
and that's from
But that's
doing
my fault. That's my fault, really, because I just remember that the opponent I was fighting was doing a rising, like he was coming up with the blade, and I went in, but I stood wrong, and it got under the armor of the glove and hit my pinky. And I was like, for 2 weeks, I was just like, man, it hurts, but I didn't do anything about it.
hard
I wasn't.
hard head make a soft ass mark.
And then one day, I had my hand on the table and I saw it like that, and I was like,
It just won't.
I guess I broke my pinky.
You think? So how far do you want Warriors Will to go? And what is the website that people can order or follow you on?
So thewarriorswill.com. Plain and simple, it's just all one word, thewarriorswill.com. There you have your selection. I have 4 different types of warriors. I call them the warrior of discipline, heart, strength, and honor. And then they all have different looks to them, so you can choose whatever style you want. You can even choose that, today I feel like being a person of strength. I'm going to wear the strength warrior. Today I feel like being a person just all heart today. Wear the heart one. So where I'd love to be global. That's my goal.
I know that's
like I'm hoping to get it to the point where it's like it's just like when you hear the word Under Armour, you already know where it's going. You're like, oh, I know Under Armour. Someone says Warriors Will. You're like, yeah.
Do you think that you'll get eventually, not anytime soon, no rushing, right? Because we know entrepreneurship is baby steps. But do you think that you might be that one that is selling the swordsman stuff or the medieval armory and sword? Do you think that's where you want to take it? Not just merch, not just blogs, but actually being the go-to person. Like you said, Under Armour is that go-to person for certain things. Do you want to eventually be that go-to person for the knight in shining armor?
So, I mean, with that one, I wouldn't mind it. But I've also, I'd also love if I can get to that point where, I maybe can set up some partnerships for people who do it, and then they can help sell through my site and all that. And because if there's one thing I love doing, I love to help.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of my biggest things. I love to help because for me, some of the happiest times is when I can look and see someone's success. When I can look over and I see that the face. There's one thing with people when you watch them and they succeed in something that they really want, or even some of the smallest things, you can see the light up in their face, the light up in their body, the way it changes them, the way it makes them feel, and that's I live for that.
So y'all heard it here. He is looking for some sponsors or some partnerships. He has the website already, warriorswill.com. So if you have some gear that is geared towards the knight in shining armor, then you need to get with Mark. Reach out to him. And do you have an email address for the Warriors Will?
It's thewarriorswill42@gmail.com.
Okay, well, y'all can reach out to him directly because he is the guy to go to, and he has the heart, and he definitely has the will. And I am so happy just to see how far you have came, and I'm so glad that you decided to come on the HERshyt Show. And it's just, I don't know. I want to see you go global as well. I want to see you on platforms, right? Are you just on Facebook?
What's that?
Are you just on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm TikTok, but Facebook is where I'm primarily working from right now. I am trying to get better at getting onto the other platforms, but it's definitely something to get used to because I was nowhere near a social media person when I started. I will flat out say it. I was one of those that I'll go on and look at it for a little bit and then, I'm done. So, like, this whole life adjustment of being on social media all the time is a huge change for me, and I feel like I'm getting better at it. But I still have days where I'm like, oh, I gotta take care of this. I gotta do this. So, the whole mindset change is definitely a different thing for me. But I'm still working at it. But yeah. So.
Now, for the workouts, do you do those at home, or are you going to a certain gym, or what?
Mixture.
A mixture.
Yeah, because as you can see, like behind me here, I have a gym set up at home that I do because if there's one thing with sword fighting, it's a workout as well. I'll tell you what, because you only fight for honestly I think the longest fight I had is 40 seconds.
40 seconds.
But,
you know what? That doesn't seem like a long time, but when you have all that, how much is when you put everything on? How much weight is that you're carrying?
You're probably wearing another 20, 30 pounds.
Ooh. I'm
Maybe like if you're wearing the actual like full plate armor, you're adding another 60, probably 50, 60 pounds maybe.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, yeah, if you're wearing a steel plate, you're adding another 15 pounds, maybe a 5, 6 pound helmet. And then, all the leggings, plus you're wearing the padding under it and you're wearing so let's say you're wearing the padding under it, most likely the chain under it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're wearing the connection between that, the padding between all that, and then you're wearing the plate on top.
What
So you're
the wire thing? What'd you say? What's the one that looks like a wire? Like not wire, but it's metal. You see it on movies all the time where they have it's like a kind of a armor, but it's just metal and it looks like it's just weaved together versus the full.
Oh, you're talking chainmail.
What is that?
Chainmail?
I have no idea, but it looks cool, but it looks heavy as shit.
So, here's the way to put it, because you've seen Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
You remember when Gimli wears that thing and he drops it to the floor?
Yes.
Yeah, that's chainmail.
I didn't know
So
what
it's
it was
literally-
called. It just looks like it looks heavy.
Yeah, that right there, yeah, you're probably wearing a good 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah. Look, y'all got it. I can't.
And most of the time with plate mail, you're wearing that underneath.
Ooh.
And then you're putting the plates on top of it for extra protection.
Nope, that's a lot. Look, I give that to the youngins because
See, now, what if I can remember, because it was years ago, because when you have armor that's actually fitted to you, you can move like a normal person.
If it's
A lot of people think you're hindered and you can't move very well or your shoulders are blocked. No, if you have armor that's fitted to you just right, you can move just like that.
how much would it cost to get something tailored for you? Because that sounds like a lot to me.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to mention that number.
That sounds like a lot to me because to just go get a tailored suit is whew.
You're looking for a fully suited suit of armor to you. You're probably looking at about $5,000.
Ooh, that pays off a couple of credit cards for me. That is you really have to have the passion and the will to really be into this, to put that amount of funding into it.
That's what we tell people, because we have new person days at the beginning of every month at the club. So it's where people can come in, we talk what we're about, we kind of give a little demonstration of what we do and teach a couple plays to everybody. And we tell everybody, make sure this is something you're going to want to do before you buy, our annual, or anything like that. I mean, if you just want to do class by class, it's $20 a class. You come in, here's $20. Enjoy.
That's
So,
bad. What's the name of the club that you're in?
The Phoenix Society of Historical Swordsmanship.
Okay, and that's in Phoenix, Arizona?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, because you said Phoenix.
19th Avenue and Northern. What's that?
I see you said the Phoenix Society, so I was like, maybe I was just guessing, so I'm glad I got it right. I went to University of Phoenix. Sure did.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Just got tired of the heat here?
Nope, I did it online. I was not going to Arizona.
Okay. In all reality, it's not too bad here until the summer, and then that's when you're like, okay.
Hell hot. Yes. It would remind me of Iraq. So yeah, and Kuwait. I'm good on the desert. I can't. You get acclimated. That's the thing that people, you have to be there for, a while, but not a long time, but you can get acclimated to the weather,
I've lived here my entire life. I was born and raised here. I am Arizona dirt myself. I still hate the summers and want to run away.
So you're gonna fly south? No, fly north for the summer? Go to New York or New Jersey or Vermont or something like that.
I like it. Well, I mean, so the really good thing about Arizona that I really enjoy and like is we have so many different types of areas and scenery that you can actually get here in Arizona. Everyone thinks it's just desert. Oh, no, no, no. We got pine tree forests. We've got waterfall areas. We've got, I mean, so it's like during the summer, if I want to get away to, I mean, still kind of 80s, 90s in the degrees instead of 120 here in, Phoenix, I can drive up north to Williams or the Grand Canyon area and all that and be surrounded by pine trees and just nice crisp air and everything like that. And then, we got some lakes and all that. And so we've definitely got our region of area you can still go to and see throughout the land.
So y'all heard it. He's also a travel agent. He's telling y'all there's different locations in Arizona to where you just don't have to worry about just desert in 120 degrees. So that is
exactly.
now. What about the wintertime? How does it get in the wintertime there?
50s, low, like 50s, 30s sometimes, but that's about it.
That's comfortable. It doesn't get humid, or is it dry?
Humid?
Yeah.
It's dry heat. We're dry heat.
Whew.
Every now and then we get our humidity, and that's when it really sucks. When you get that like heavy rain, and we're like, and that is the one thing. Rain here is we make a huge deal about it. Why? Because we rarely get it. So if you like rain,
Don't
I wouldn't.
don't come to Arizona.
Because it'll be like, for us, we'll see a cloud come and we'll be like, oh my God, it's rain.
Do y'all buy all the bread and milk like the South does when they think it's going to snow?
No, we don't do that. We have had snow here in Phoenix.
Oh my God. When?
Yeah, we were actually, I think it was 2-3 years ago. No, because I don't think COVID hit yet. But we were actually the coldest place in America at one point.
In Arizona?
For like
in Phoenix?
Yeah, even we were just like, what?
What? That's like when Texas froze over. I was so confused because
Oh, we had ice like here in the valley. I came out to my car from work and there was ice just over the window and everything, and I was like, what?
That's not normal. That's not that is
Not at all.
But
It's usually if you want to see snow, you got to drive up north for a couple hours, and then you'll see some snow. And here I am walking out work, and I'm like, look, snow on the mountains.
So Phoenix, I wouldn't mind coming and visiting, but I'm definitely not going to come during the summertime. I live in Georgia. We have the humidity heat in old hot Atlanta, and it is freaking miserable. So no, I'm good. I'll keep my heat down here because no, I can't do it. But now I'm curious to know if there's any, and I'm gonna have to look it up, if there's any societies around here for the swordsman, just so I can post it, because now you have me intrigued even more.
Maybe you can go check it out. Who knows? It might be something you fall in love with.
No. I'm retired. I'm not putting on no heavy equipment for the rest of my life. I did my time in carrying rucksacks and doing that. No, I'm good. I would like to
See, that's fun equipment. It's not like work equipment. It's enjoyment equipment.
That was not fun. Mine was not. No, that was not fun equipment. No, that was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the military, it was necessary equipment. This one is necessary but fun equipment.
I'll definitely get a workout on. That would be for sure. So I do want to go check it out just to get a feel for it. You know what I mean? And see. Mm-hmm. I will not sit here and tell a lie and say that I am going to become a swordsman, because I'm not. But I will go watch other people beat each other up with swords. And I will guess how much weight they have on their body armor. But no, I can't. Bless it. God bless you, because I couldn't do it. So hats off to you on that one, my dear. Mhm.
Well, thank you.
So y'all, please go check out Mark. He has got warriorswill.com. It's simple. And then it's warriorswill42 at Gmail
At
or
gmail.com. And
gmail.com.
make sure to put the in front of it, because if you don't get the, it'll take you.
So
Uh,
THE.
yes. TheWarriorsWill.com, because if not, it takes you. I remember someone goes, this site, and I was looking at it and I was like, what the hell? No, that's not it at all.
One of these things is not like the other.
Exactly.
But if you want to get into it, definitely check it out. I know I want to research now and go check it out just to say that I've seen it myself, and I want you to continue to motivate people. And if there is any business out there that sells armor and wants to do a partnership with the Warriors Will, please reach out to Mark, because I guarantee you he is one of the most honest, sincere people you will ever work with. That holds no bars back at all. Is there anything that you would like to tell everybody before we go?
I just want to, thank everybody who's joined in this, please. And as well as with you, thank you for having me. You're definitely a joy. I will look forward to returning if you ever want me back. So, but just remember that you have to fight for what you want. As much as you gotta have the will, you gotta have the drive it. Tell yourself you can do it. Believe in yourself you can do it. Because the first thought is, if you don't believe in yourself, people will feel it, people will see it. And that's what it comes down to. And it resonates. You believe it or not, it resonates with the people around you. So if you don't believe in yourself, it's going to show. So believe in you, believe in what you do, because I'll tell you what, even when you're looking at it, and even I go through it, when you're doing art, say you're drawing an art project, and you're looking at it, you're like, oh, this isn't that good. Believe it or not, there's going to be plenty of people out there who look at it and think it's the most amazing thing in the world.
Perception is reality. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
All righty then.
And because what it comes with is it's your worst critic. Everyone is their own worst critic. Why? Because you see your faults to an extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And 90% of the time, they're not as bad as you think they are. Or they're even something someone might love about you.
You have to find your tribe. Find your tribe. Because not everybody's going to care for what you desire to do. Not everybody is going to support you, and that's okay. Like you said, you have to have the will. You got to have the warrior's will to make it happen.
As long as you are who you are, you will attract the people that you want around you.
I know that's right. And on that note, look, I don't even want to end it. But we got to end it. Until next time, this is the HERshyt Show. Bye.
Y'all take care.
Be sure to log on to youtube.com and subscribe to the HERshyt Show at TheHerShytShow.